We're looking at an onion right now. I just unpotted this. Forgot to show you the first part, but anyway, can eat this right now. Anyway, and you know, by the way, before you cook down onions, have a really good thick, you know, fill you up. Just the green part, it's really good as opposed to cooking it down. It's a different texture. And anyway, I wanted to show you guys some potatoes and different things that I was growing in there. And potatoes grow down and they absorb everything that's in the soil. And the potato root is basically like a tuber, is what a tuber is. And it just sucks up all this moisture and becomes this big nodule. And it's just really easy to collect. I grew these in a pot here, and I just emptied this out. This isn't the normal way to do it. There's a lot easier ways or different ways or whatever, but you know, I probably got a few pounds of potatoes here. These are overripe. They're already past their prime. I didn't. This was something from last year that I didn't really take care of too well. There's an avocado, for instance. Not a potato. Looks just like one, but nevertheless, it's just an organic, natural life cycle, and I just wanted to show you. And you can just smell the freshness of this soil. It's just amazing how natural, black, organic soil, you know. Look at it. See how black it is? Black is a noticeable texture of quality. And you know, the worms and stuff, they love it. And I always have a lot of rocks and different things in my soil that I put in there to keep the mineral content and natural contents going. And you can see there's worms and stuff. They love the this sort of soil. And I got different potatoes in there. And this is a as you can see, it's still growing on the root. And I recently did something on nitrogen. The root nodules from nitrogen bearing plants on fir clover has the same thing. They have growths. These are growths off of a root, you know. Obviously you know that, but just saying. That's a good fresh potato. You can see the difference there. This one's, it's already, you know, it's a bit soft because you have to harvest these before their time is due. Otherwise you'll get liquefaction like that. And yeah, it's pretty nasty. So yeah. And anyway, like I was saying, if you don't harvest your potatoes or any vegetables or fruit or whatever, they can go, they can rot, and sometimes that can be fine, you know, because they'll regrow out. But things like potatoes, it's a solid, just like a fruit or anything, so it's going to rot, and it's not going to necessarily be a good thing for the soil because it's going to cause diseases and different things. And anybody that wants to grow potatoes in just a 3 or 4 gallon bucket, you know, probably get quite a bit of potatoes. You know, potatoes are cheap at the store, you know, a few dollars for 5 pounds or so. So it may or may not be something that you're doing it for the to save money. But I mean, you know, these are grown by God potatoes. These don't have any foreign substances or so-called, you know, USDA organic chemicals, you know. Of course these aren't grown organically. That would be disgusting. That's what the USDA, Department of Federal Regulations, has a long list of things that are called organic. They're basically chemicals and pesticides that they genetically engineered products are all allowed to fall under the USDA's guidelines of organic. So you know, good luck with that. It's really simple to find out where your food comes from if you choose to buy locally. See now, anyway, so like I was saying about the regeneration, this root right here is actively still growing, and it's going to reflower. It's, you know, this is green leaf, obviously it's going to reflower, but at the same time this potato right there will rot. So one thing we can do is we can just harvest that right off. I mean, that's going into tonight's supper, you know. We're going to harvest these off, and then we can keep the root, and that way we don't have to wait for it to slowly grow again throughout the year. And these potatoes, by the way, I mean, these are a delicacy. These tiny little potatoes, you know, are they're delicious, and they melt right into any food, you know, when you're cooking them. And you know, thinking about it this way, if this was your yard or garden, you know, you're regenerating the soil in an amazing way, and it's cleaning out toxins and different things. And you know, this is quite a bit of potatoes. You know, I mean, I don't know any better. I'm not a potato farmer. You know, obviously, you know, a farmer or a agricultural community might think, you know, not much of my potatoes, but I mean, that's a good potato. Look at that. That's solid. I mean, you know, how much food is this? You know, that's more than I would normally eat right there in potatoes. So you can see I've got my potato salad and vegetables, you know, going. And you know, this is quite an amount, you know, of potatoes here. You know, I'm stoked. You know, this is all good food. Don't eat a white potato that small if it's totally white like that. The total white means that it hasn't gotten its mineral content, and that could actually have an extreme amount of solan in there, which is the alkaloid in potatoes. They're all Solanaceae family, in the same family as tomatoes and datura, for instance. Okay, so don't mess around with potatoes. In Russia or different places where they have, you can see this root is so fresh. This potato is just formed, you know. Anyway, where they make vodka and stuff out of potatoes, and they occasionally have poisonings and stuff. And the reasoning, in my opinion, is because of the obvious fact nature of the potato is naturally poisonous, and it goes through growth stages, and people don't really study it enough or let the general public know enough about potatoes. So, you know, anytime that your potato goes past the growth stage and it has little eyes on it, and you know, you probably traditionally just cut those eyes out. They're little green roots where they start regrowing. This is a potato after the potato is already like as is. Okay, this is good potato, and then you let it sit around and it starts growing out roots, which typically you call eyes. That's poison. Okay, that's pure poison, and that can kill you or make you extremely sick. And there is no real fine line in between it's poisonous today and it's not poisonous tomorrow. That's gone through its stage of natural edibility, and it's on its way to putting out its poisons. Its poisons have its reasons, you know, for growth, etc. Whatever the reason is that it has that stuff, you know, it needs to have it. So that's when it starts putting it out, period. So you're risking yourself if you're the sort of person that's really to certain poisons, or you really just affects you strongly, then you could be that person, you know. And so be aware of that, you know, that you want to eat food in its right stage, obviously. And I had no idea that I could get this many potatoes out of just that 5-gallon bucket. A lot of the plants and stuff that I've grown, I haven't harvested because I'm just doing it to study how to go about things. And so this is my first potato harvest. I'm glad you're all, whoever gets to see this, you know, welcome. I assure you these are gonna be dank potatoes. I'm stoked. And you know, potatoes will last you forever. You know, you could just stick them on your porch, and when they do start resprouting and putting out those eyes, just let them dry out another couple weeks or so, and then toss them on the ground or in the ground, and they'll flower out, and you'll have this flower come up, and they'll do their thing. And I don't really know how long their thing is to do, but you know, let's check out the bottom of this. We're gonna go from the bottom because I'm not sure where start and end. I had 4 or 5 different plants growing here. This is a, I don't know the name of this plant right here, but it reddens out. It's edible. I eat it a lot as a wild forager, but I don't recommend anyone else eat it. Something about onions. I have no idea when to harvest onions. I just ate this pretty much, but I don't really know when they get that big ball and stuff. Most plants and food and stuff flowers, and then it puts off its fruit or vegetable, etc. So we'll wait a bit longer. But yeah, there's still a lot of potato root in here. So basically though, to whom it may concern, 1 or 2 potatoes with a couple eyes, and you toss them in a bucket, like so, a few gallons, and this is what you can have: 30-40 potatoes, of random size, all good, grown naturally in your yard or whatever. If you want to feed them pesticides and chemicals, that's your choice. You'll be the only one to know, but I mean, it's just not good for you. I mean, the amount of nutrients and vitamins that are in here are 10 times the same potato down the street at the Safeway or whatever, labeled under good for you. I mean, they inject products in there to make that have a certain content. They, like I said, use federally regulated approved products that are gonna do certain things to replace just the natural soil and worms and bugs and things that I got in my soil that make it healthy. So, peace.